Hi, I'm Dr. Chang Hock Kyung. I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chan, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregivers who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place the stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection for all the staff and patient and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professionals will be here to assist you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chang Hock Kyung. I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chan, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregivers who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place the stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent, so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection, for all the staff and patient, and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professionals will be here to assist you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chang Hock Kyung. I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken a great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregivers who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place the stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent, so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection, for all the staff and patient, and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professional will be here to assist you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chang Hock Kyung. I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken a great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregiver who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place the stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection, for all the staff and patient and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professional will be here to assist you. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. I am Hidayat, your Master of Ceremony for today's keynote session. Welcome to International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities, IGCESH 2020. We will commence the keynote session in a few minutes. Please make yourself comfortable. We would like to inform you that you may ask the question to the keynote on the comment section. Selected question will be collected and answered by the keynote at the end of her speech. Thank you. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dr. Fatin Ahliapang binti Abdullah, our keynote speaker, Dr. Norah Maitno, General Chair of IGCESH 2020, fellows lecturers, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are very fortunate to be attending this keynote session, which will be presented by a lecturer from the School of Education UTM, Professor Dr. Fatin Ahliapang, with the title Education for a Sustainable Development Towards Achieving Sustainable Development Goals. Allow me to give a brief introduction about our keynote speaker. Dr. Fatin is a professor, Chair of School of Education and Fellow at the Center of Engineering Education, University Technology Malaysia. She studied in the field of physics education and graduated with PhD at the University of Cambridge, UK in 2009. She specialized in STEM education, engineering education, environmental education, physics education, low carbon society, and qualitative research in social science. Her research area is on physics problem solving, metacognition, environmental education, focusing on low carbon society, STEM education, educational research qualitative, and engineering education. She has widely published and led various research projects. Dr. Fatin has completed several signature projects and she also received various awards due to her outstanding performance. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Fatin Ahliapang to start her keynote session. Please welcome.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Thank you Hidayat for the introduction. So I'll start my keynote now. Okay. Thank you very much everyone for coming today. My gratitude to Dr. Nora for inviting me over to SPS and to all the committee of IGCESH 2020 for this invitation. Thank you very much. Today I'm asked to share about my research and my involvement in ESD, so Education for Sustainable Development, ESD, in achieving SDG. SDG stands for Sustainable Development Goals. I think a lot of us heard about SDG, but may not be very familiar with ESD. So today I'm going to discuss a bit about a bit of history and development about ESD and SDG. Now, okay, so sustainable development. If you look at what's happening now, every countries, every nations, they want to be developed. So we have underdeveloped countries, developing countries, and developed nations. So we have these types of labels given by authorities. But every country, they want to strive towards development. When you develop, you are going to sacrifice the land, the environment. You are going to sacrifice certain groups of people, certain group of socioeconomic groups. So we don't want this to happen. Because when we say we want development, we also want sustainable development. So that's very important. SD is a very important concept developed in the 1970s. We want to have development. We want nations to strive, but at the same time, we want people to enjoy all the development. That's why in sustainable development, we're looking at 3 different pillars. SD, we are talking about society. So when we develop, we don't want to have groups that are left behind. And we talk about economy. When we develop, we don't want to have problems with our economy. We don't want to have discrimination in terms of economy. And finally, we also want to ensure that development doesn't sacrifice our environment. So if you look at the picture I show you, this is the skyline, the landscape of Kuala Lumpur. If you look at the Twin Towers, you can know this is Kuala Lumpur. We want to ensure that our development, if you can see that picture, sort of can see a lot of buildings. And then you're looking at trees. Okay, so we have the buildings, we still have the landscape, we still have the greenery. And looking at the people in there, we are looking at people who, we don't want people to sleep on the streets. We want people to enjoy, to get part of the development and the wealth. And also we want to ensure that everyone gets to have their share in the prosperity. Okay, so that's why if you look at ESD, we talk about society, economy, and environment. So SD is meeting the needs of the present generation without putting at risk the capacity of generations to come in meeting their own requirements. So we are developing now, but we don't want what we are doing now taking away our next generation, the generations meet their needs to survive. This is published by Brundtland Commission back in 1987. So when we talk about ESD, Education for Sustainable Development, this is program. This is actually a program, a concept developed by the UNESCO to improve access to quality education, to ensure that the development is sustainable at all levels. So the main thing for us when we talk about ESD, we are trying to educate the public, the people including general public, the industry, the policy makers, the players, everyone, like just everyone on this planet Earth. So we can develop their knowledge, the skills, the behaviors, the values, so that whatever they do, they have in mind that we are going to develop, we are going to prosper, we are going to move forward, but we're going to do it in a sustainable manner, because we only have one planet. So it is about including sustainable development issues such as climate change, biodiversity in teaching and learning. And we want to encourage people to be responsible towards resolving the challenges, the development that we are doing now, we are planning. Okay, so if you talk about ESD, some people said it is an interdisciplinary learning methodology that cover the integrated social, economic, and environmental aspect of formal and informal curriculum. So it's learning, it's education towards sustainable development in social, economic, and environmental pillars. So when we talk about ESD, we have three pillars: social, economic, and environmental. Now, ESD has been taken up by United Nations Institute for the Advanced Study of Sustainability. So UNUIAS. This is, in short, people just call it UNU, United Nations University, based in Japan. So it serves as an international community by offering valuable and innovative policy-oriented solutions towards sustainable solution. Now, the goal of ESD program is to bridge the gap between learning and development through research and action. So look at these terms given by UNU. When we talk about ESD program, it's something to do with learning, with development, research, and action. So across the whole world. Okay, RC Iskandar in UTM is the coordinator of RC Iskandar. We established RC Iskandar in 2014. What is RCE? I'll introduce a bit, but what I'm saying that UNU has provided very concrete ESD programs for the whole world to achieve sustainable development. Now, RC is Regional Center of Expertise on Education for Sustainable Development. In short, we call RCE. It's a network of existing formal, non-formal, and informal organizations in a specific geographical area, but they can network with each other. They can become experts in ESD. They can work toward I said just now, the learning, the development, the research, and action in terms of doing projects and programs towards ESD. So it's a group of people, formal, informal, non-formal organizations, agencies, universities, schools, industries, and everyone, just literally everyone in this certain geographical area coming together to learn, to develop, to do research, and to conduct programs, organize programs, so that we can achieve sustainable development. So this is the concept of RCE. There are 175 RCEs around the world if you look at the map. So these are all the RCEs around the world. You can see that India and Japan has a lot of RCEs. Malaysia, I'm going to show you the Malaysia. So Malaysia with only 5 RCE until today. The first one was RCE Penang. It's hosted by USM. It's the first one in Malaysia. And we have RCE Iskandar, that is UTM. And we have RCE Central Semenanjung, that's in So both of these RCE established at the same time. And RCE Kuching is coordinated by UCSI. And recently we have RCE Greater Gombak, the youngest RCE in Malaysia, that's hosted by IUM. So these are the 5 RCEs in Malaysia. We still have more to come as we still we are one of the committees in UNU to review new RCE. So we saw a more new proposal coming in. Now, this is part of my research output, that how we can inculcate ESD through formal education. As I said, ESD you can do it in formal education, informal, non-formal. So for formal education, people are looking at formal education to inculcate ESD because you can go towards a bigger target groups compared to doing informal and non-formal education. Now, in this, you can look at this framework. Essentially, is top down. So in Malaysia, in Johor context, or in RCE Iskandar's context, we are looking at a more top down kind of model, where if we need to get the buy-in or the approval from the Johor State Education Department, JPNJ, or Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Johor, to support this idea. So what we went through is, if we have to have discussion, we have to ensure that it's part of what they want and what they're actually looking forward. So this is what we have been done in the early part of the program when we started ESD in Johor, or under RCE Iskandar. And they will gather the principals, which is the management of the schools, and we do FGD. FGD is focus group discussion. We carry out focus group discussion with the principals, with the headmasters, and some of the teachers at the management level. So they understand ESD. They know what they should do. They know why they want to do it, and they are supporting the idea. So once you get the level of the management of school, their buy-in, and some of them become our champions. They understand this is important, why it's important for our next generation and for our students. They sort of become our champions, and they want to support our cause. And then we design training modules, training programs for our teachers, talks and campaigns to our teachers, because ultimately teachers are our key drivers toward ESD. If you look at the Malaysian landscape, we know that in 1985, Malaysia has already endorsed the environmental education across curriculum. Pendidikan alam sekitar merentas curriculum. It's one of the elements in our education system, where we have values across curriculum, we have language across curriculum, and environmental education across curriculum is one of the elements in our curriculum actually. But a lot of people do not understand it. So if our teachers, they don't have that understanding, that awareness, and that training, they won't be able to put the elements when they're teaching. So when you talk about we talk about elements across curriculum, which means there's no specific subject, there's no specific topics about it, there's no specific topic about values, but the teachers are imparting the values through all the subjects, through the curriculum. That's why it's so an element across curriculum. So environmental education is one of the elements in that. So if our teachers are not trained, they won't be able to put that in their teaching. Like for example, you teach science, so there's a topic talking about pollution, how pollution happen in the scientific terms. If the teachers do not understand or don't have the awareness, they won't be able to put the elements into their teaching. So that's why teaching, training, talks, campaigns towards our teachers are very important, because what we have done, if you can train the teachers, then they become our champions. They will be the key person at each school to initiate all the programs, all the educational activities at schools on ESD. And at the student level, we're looking at campaign and talks, competition, society, and clubs. So if these are the elements that we can inject at ESD, and so that's what we've done. I'm going to share in a bit how we have done it. But for this whole framework to work, we need to have research and recognition. You cannot just say, okay, let's do training, let's do talk campaigns, competition, but there's nothing follow up. There's nothing that people can say, oh, this is working or this is good. That you must show the impact. So we do research we conduct research at every level. So at the principal level, at the teachers level, and at the students level. So our research report or data are very important for our stakeholders. I'll talk about stakeholders later. And same with recognition. You cannot just say, okay, ask them to do things, but you don't recognize the leaders, you don't recognize the school, you don't recognize their projects. So we do projects that are recognizing their contribution. And from what all the students are doing, they are actually our ambassadors towards ASD when they involve their parents in this program. I'll talk about how we'll get our students involve their parents. So our parents, the parents, they will become our public. So you can see how this whole structure is not just confined in schools, but eventually it will go into the public. And our stakeholders, government agencies, if you look at on the top there, like for example, in RC Iskandar case, we have IRDA. IRDA is Iskandar Regional Development Authority, the authority that actually developed the whole Iskandar region. Jabatan Alam Sekitar, our Alam Sekitar is natural, I can't remember, but it's our agency under the Ministry of Environment. PPS, PPA, the corporation that's cleaning the whole nation. Local authorities, for example, Masjid Bandar Iskandar Puteri, Masjid Bandar Raya Johor Bahru. So these are our local authorities. NGOs, we have Club Alami from Tanjung Kupang. We have Malaysian Nature Societies. We have Green Earth Societies. So many NGOs that can work together on ESD. So this is the whole framework that we have come up with from our research, and this is actually proven to be quite effective and useful for us to promote ESD through formal education. We're talking about formal education. So I'm just going to share a few projects what they have done in RC Iskandar. The first one is Iskandar Malaysia Eco-Life Challenge. The second one, that's for primary school. The second one is problem-based learning for low carbon society. That's for secondary school. RC Iskandar Sustainable and Low Carbon Schools Exhibition. So you're going to see how we actually use that framework into all these programs. Okay. IMELC, Iskandar Malaysia Eco-Life Challenge. It was started in 2013 as a part of a research project funded by SATREC. SATREC is funded by JST, Japan's Science and Technology, and also JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. So they funded this SATREC project. It's a science technology project. The aim of the project is to achieve a low carbon society in Iskandar, Malaysia. So from this project, we developed a blueprint that is still adopted by IRDA, and it's still running. All the reporting is still happening every year to see that if they have achieved what they have planned in this blueprint. So IMLC is part of the projects under this blueprint. IMLC is a post-UPS activity. So we give this to primary school students. After they finish their UPSR, they join this program for 1 month. So 1 month, all the students are joining us. So what we are doing is first we train the teacher. So remember the framework just now. We actually first get the buy-in from JPNJ. They agree with the programs, and then we actually has engagement. We have engagement with all the headmasters that are involved in this program before the teacher training. So they agree and they understand, and they appoint their teachers. So they appoint, each school will appoint one, we call it IMUC coordinating teacher. So this teacher will join our training in the beginning of the program. So usually it's before UPSR or right after UPSR, we have the training for our teachers, and we distribute the workbook to them based on the number of students, year 6 students that they have. Year 6 students are those in 12 years old. The age is 12 years old. And the training will be run in each district. They will complete the workbook for 1 month. And the teacher will teach the students, will guide the students to complete a workbook. Some school will do certain projects. The student will do some certain small projects. And some of those, from the workbook, we chose the best school to join the final. And in the first few years of IMELC, we actually have study trips to Japan. So you look at because the project is with Japan, so the Japanese counterpart supported the prizes for them to go to Japan. So it's a very exciting program at that time, because the grand prize is to Japan. So we get a lot of participation. This is the framework that we use to develop IMELC. So we develop the guideline, we develop the criteria, we develop the workbook. These are things that we develop, the modules for training. So these are the first part of what we're doing. And then the teacher will deliver the lessons after the training. Students usually in one group, they complete it and submit the workbook. And from the submission, we analyze the modules, the results, and we also take the school's electricity and water bills and also recycling to be analyzed and come up with the top 15 schools that are eligible to join the final competition. So in this part, you see the brown colors boxes. They are part of our research project where we also give questionnaire to teachers, to students before and after MELC and do the analysis. So we really need this data. Why? Because this data will fit into our sponsors, to our collaborators, to our partners, for them to continue supporting this program because of the positive impact that they get from the data. So what have we done so far? Started in 2013, in roughly 23 primary schools, and then we continue to 2014 to 80 schools, and so on until today. We have done, this year we are going to 564 primary schools in the whole Johor. And you have to remember that Johor has 900 primary schools. So we are not even doing up to 100% of all the primary school in Johor yet. So it's a long way to go, but we are determined that these are going to happen. And this already the 8 years we are doing this. The 8 years that we're doing IMLC, we hope that it will keep going. So how it can be sustainable for doing this kind of project is because of the research data that ensure that we get the support from our partners. Now, these are the main partners. UTM design the workbook, conduct training, visit schools, mark the book, do reporting and research. In terms of IRDA, they are the one who gather stakeholders, gather funding and promotion. And JPNJ is the one that authorizes the schools, plan the involvement and contact the school. So we have all different roles to play, and we actually signed a letter of cooperation to work this out together. Now, we have so many stakeholders that help us since the beginning. On and off, they be with us, but every year we have lots of stakeholders. Our main stakeholders now, besides IRDA and JPNJ, is SWM Environment. This is the industry that play a big role in helping us. Tanah Sutra and Medini, the developers that are very focusing on green initiatives, MITE, SEDA, government agencies, and other supporters. So these are our stakeholders that help us since the beginning of IMELC. IMELC is a very good project because it really helps a lot of help the government, especially to achieve what they want in ESD. So we have been recognized as one of the outstanding flagship projects for climate change by UNU in 2015. And of course, other awards in terms of our module, our projects. And we are very proud to say that this is one of the recipients of Okayama ESD Award 2018 for Global Prize. So it's been recognized as one of the best practices in ESD by Okayama City. And these are some of the very brief results that we get from this project. Now, we have involved up to today 564 primary schools, about 145,000 students until today, about 600 teachers, 74 parents, and 14 stakeholders with us. In terms of data on recycling and awareness, we get the awareness every year, there's an increase of 12%. So we can see the before and after is around 12%, the increment. And the recycling, we get about 170,000 ringgit recycling and value. The value for them, they're selling the recycling. The school collect recyclable items and sell it to SWM Environment. And from there, they get about 170,000 ringgit per year from all the school. The money we don't take, the school will take the money for their own programs after that. And we managed to reduce about 1.5 million kilogram of carbons throughout the whole time of doing it. And also we're able to reduce 270,000 ringgit Malaysia in terms of the utility bills, because they have to reduce water and electricity usage at schools. So these are some of the numbers that we can share. And also in terms of every year's IMELC, we can see that the trend is going up in terms of carbon, reducing the carbon emission. So it's nearly 900,000 for last year. 900,000 kilogram carbon emission is reduced last year. On average, we're talking about 5,000 something kilogram carbon for 1 month. In terms of money saved and earned by the schools is about 100 and about nearly 200. So you look at the average is about 200,000 ringgit every year. So we are, in terms of social, in terms of economy, in terms of environment, this project is helping the school and gain the awareness. So I'm just going to share briefly about this project that we've run since 2013. Ada suara tak? Ada bunyi. Ada bunyi. Hah? Hide. Nak hide siapa? Hide this. Oh, hide this. Okay, so that's the first project. Moving on, we see that we need to continue with the education for primary school students who leave the schools and go to the secondary school level. So we designed problem-based learning for low carbon society in 2016 with the help of Japanese counterpart under the JICA project. That was in 2016. What the whole idea is, we train the teachers to conduct PBL, problem-based learning at schools, and provide them with the awareness of low carbon society. So the problems the students are solving at schools are related to low carbon society. The teacher will be undergoing training for 3 months, but it's about 10 days in the period of 3 months. After that, they will conduct the PBL at schools for 6 months. So there'll be a weekly or bi-weekly classes for the students to learn about low carbon society, and they will have to identify problems they want to solve, and then they'll present the solution. The best solution for low carbon society will be awarded. So this is how we've been doing it for 5 years since 2016. The planning, teacher training, the problem crafting, the teacher has to craft the problems based on their understanding about low carbon society, and then implement the class, and we will supervise the teachers. We'll look at how they conduct PBL and what they understand about low carbon, and then the student will provide the final report. From the report, we'll pick the best for the competition, and the competition usually carry out at a public place like a shopping complex, because we want people to look at all the solutions that the students are coming up with. And we are very proud to say that students are very good, because they've gone through PBL, they learn the new knowledge themselves. They are the one who found the problems, and they're the one who read a lot of materials to understand the problem and come up with the best solution. So they can answer a lot of questions from the public, from anyone, when they will ask about their project. So in the teaching training, we do observation. In the problem crafting, we collect the teacher's problems and we analyze it. In the implementation, we do observation, and we also interview both the teachers and the students about what they learned about PBL. And finally, the report, we took the report, we analyzed the report. We also collect the reflections from the teachers and students to see what they have learned throughout the program. So you can see we can do it every year on this, and we get the similar result. So I think we've come to the point of saturation already on how this project has actually developed the the skills among the students to be confident, communication skill, team working, a lot of good skills coming up, and the awareness on low carbon society. So if you look at this, this is the data that we gain before and after. So we have positive and negative aspect of this project. So the green color is the positive, and there's an early stage. So the early stage, the students said they only get to learn new things. But if you look at negative talk, in the beginning they're like saying it's time difficult to manage time, no team working among friends, not clear what to do, the language barrier because we use English in this class, they're feeling demotivated. But as they go along with the class, okay, and the teachers face station and motivation, and at the final stage they said that they learn new knowledge, they become more confident, they can work with their friends, they are more independent in learning and doing projects. But still they have problems about time management. They still feel they need a lot of time to do it better. So you can see that these are the data that we gain from the research. In terms of teachers also the same. A lot of negative talks in the beginning. So they said it's time management again, language unclear, stressful, lack of cooperation with the students and also parents. But they're feeling motivated because we keep seeing our teachers. So we have to we have to communicate with teachers from time to time. But eventually they said they improve themselves. Even teachers improve themselves in terms of teaching. Cooperation, they're very happy because they see how the students change. They told us that some of students, they don't speak out, they don't ask questions, but over the time after PBL, the students become more talkative, they ask good questions, they engage in the group discussion, and they get new knowledge, they get to teamwork with teachers, because in this program we put STEM teachers together, the maths teacher, the science teachers, the living skill teacher, and also the English teacher work together. But still time constraint and workload, it's a lot of work. Okay, so I'm just going to show a bit of the video. I think it's not working, so it's okay, we'll skip this one. So as I said, the data is saturated, quite saturated. And what we gain from this project is low carbon awareness, higher order thinking skills, 21st century learning, STEM education, and school-based assessment. So these are the impact that we get from this project. Moving on, we saw that out of spinning off from IMALC and PBL project, the students and the teacher, they get awareness. So they have a lot of awareness and ideas what they want to do. So they design their own project at school, like doing their own composting, their own rainwater harvesting system. A lot of green projects, they do it because they gain the awareness. They even do something with gotong royong, with the public, okay, to collect recycling. They also open up kuru shop. Kuru shop, if you know, there's one kuru shop in Sutra Mall. There's a shop where you can put all your used item you don't want, and people can just come and take it for free. So it's a reuse concept, and it's good for society because, again, it's a very ESG thing, because it's good for society, it's good for economy, and it's good for environment. So we run this exhibition every year since 2015 because we saw all this initiative by school. And this is, we'll change the name over the time, but now we call Asyik Iskandar Sustainable and Low Carbon Schools Exhibition. We're providing a free platform for schools to showcase their green initiative. We have been running it every year at shopping complex, like for example, Aeon Bukit Indah, that was last year, and before that was in Sutra Mall. And we want people to come, public to come, to learn, to give school the recognition. So you have to give school recognition so that they will continue to do better. And so we get some simple data from the exhibition, and we saw that they actually learn more, they engage more, they feel beneficial of being with us in this exhibition. It's for free. Teachers can join for free, schools can join for free. It's just one day event. So from all this we have done for this many years, we publish extensively. I can tell you, if you're looking for projects like this, it's very, very it's like something that has been supported worldwide. It's a worldwide movement. ESG is a worldwide movement. and a lot of funding is pumped into this. So if you are looking to do research, if you're looking forward to do your master PhD studies in ESD, there's always money coming in for us to do, because everyone is supporting this idea. And more so, okay, we are talking about SDG. All this project has also been recorded in a book called Rising to the Challenge, Malaysia's Contribution to the SDGs, published by UTM. The book collected all this information, and it shows how our project is linked to ESD, contributed to ESD. So this is part of the book chapters. And if you look at all that we have, we are targeting at SDG level, the fourth SDG, quality education, because we are providing access of ESD to all level. We don't choose schools, the JPNJ choose school, and the schools that are chosen are ranging from rural to urban schools. Okay, and SDG number 11, sustainable cities and communities. We are developing communities. We hope that in the future, these students, their parents, the public will ensure that IGCESH Malaysia will continue to thrive, to develop, but sustainable. And if you look at the IMLC, our PBL has to do with responsible consumption and production. The more you spend, the more you emit carbon. Okay, look at all the electricity we're using today. In Malaysia, we have 92% of our electricity is generated by burning coal or natural gas or petroleum. So when you burn, you will emit carbon. Okay, because 92% electricity coming from burning of all these resources, you are producing carbon. Every time you look at your electricity, you turn on your light, you turn on your fan, you turn on your air conditions, you know that you are emitting carbon. You are contributing carbon. There's lots of carbon footprint. But if you can reduce them, you are reducing our carbon emission. Why carbon emission must be reduced? Because this is one of the main contributor of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases are the contributors toward global warming. So if you look at our Earth, the top level, the atmosphere is covered by lots of greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases doesn't allow heat that coming from the sun to get out into the space. So the more heat we trap in our Earth, we are increasing the effect of global warming. Global warming is not good, not just because it's hot, but also it's changing our climate. Because if you understand physics, you understand the pressure. With different heat temperature, you get different pressure. So as the Earth getting warmer in certain place, the pressure changes. When the pressure changes, you will get different climate. The wind direction, the river, the ocean flow, all this will affect climate change. Why climate change is not good? When you have climate change, you cannot predict what's going to happen. In Malaysia, we plant paddy. Paddy is planted based on season. In the beginning, when you plant paddy, you need lots of water. When you want to harvest it, you don't want to have water. If you cannot know when will be the good season to start planting and to harvest, because of the climate change, we will have problem to get food. That is our problem. Why we have to control climate change. For us to control that, we have to ensure that the global warming effect doesn't increase. And with that, we have to look at the carbon emission, because that is one of the main contributors towards greenhouse gases. So that's why we are promoting low carbon society, because we know that we cannot have zero carbon society. There's no way we can live zero carbon. All our clothes that we wear today, they are all emitting carbon. Why? Because to get wool, you have to plant. You have to work on it. You're going to burn diesel. You're going to burn a lot of oil, that's carbon, for us to transport, to make the cloth. Everything that we have today has to do with carbon, but we can reduce it. We cannot become zero carbon. So the reducing is what we aim at the moment. And finally, partnership for the goals. This is what we're doing also with Japan and with other countries, Cambodia and so on. And in climate change action, this is what we have been promoting. We want our students to become advocates, champions, and ambassadors, okay, towards climate action in not just Malaysia, but hopefully one day they will be out there doing good things for the earth to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. So ESD is here to stay, because if you don't have ESD, you don't have education in terms of giving the skills, the knowledge, the value, and the behavior towards the student, we cannot achieve sustainable goals. Although the goals should be achieved in 2030, but without education from today, we don't get the effect, because education is a big investment. It's a long-term investment. You don't get the effect today. The return of investment, ROI of education, is not one day, it's not 1 year, it's years. In the Chinese term, it says to develop, to plant tree, you need 10 years. To plant human is literally translated from Mandarin, but it means that to develop a human being, a generation of humans, good humans, you need 100 years. So ROI for education is not short, it's a long-term ROI. So we will hope that this program will eventually develop our people to become more sustainable minded. So whenever they do development, they do things, they will look at the environment, the society, and the economy at the same time. So with that, thank you very much. Okay, 1 second. Okay, also there's a question here. What are your view of ESD in higher education? Okay, so at higher education, we have a lot of movement doing ESD. In UTM alone, we have a few studies conducted by Dr. Mayuddin, Dr. Irina before this, to impart ESD in higher education. They look at the curriculum, like for example, in engineering curriculum, where they can put ESD into the curriculum. So this one part. And I saw a lot of projects conducted by our lecturers. For example, Prof. Hairia, she conducted her own first year experience, introduction to engineering subject with ESD. So what she has been doing is she has been asking students to learn about ESD and then find out problems related to ESD. They went to Jasko Tamanyo to find out problems. They go to the industry, find out problems, to IRDA even, and then they come up, they design solution and learn about how an engineer can play the main role, the big role in ensuring the whatever they plan for development using their engineering knowledge can also ensure that they are doing sustainable development goals properly. For example, you have to ensure that your design doesn't destroy the environment. Is green, save energy, save water. So all these mindset, these values and behaviors are put into the curriculum. So I see it's not just in engineering, but also in other subjects, other programs like in education. In our program, we also have ESD in our service learning. So in our service learning project, we have project of community planting, kebun community. They are also educating the public, especially people in the flats, on how to do their own plant just on the site near their flat, so they can plant their own food. They don't have to buy, and they work together. So socially, economically, and environmentally, that's good. That's good for them, because they live in urban area, but they still can plant, get fresh food. They don't have to buy from outside, and they work together as a community, looking after each other. So there's a lot of projects that we're doing at UTM, and I'm sure in other university. And if you look at this, the Times ranking, the Times Higher Education ranking, now they started to use ESD. So ESD is one of the elements under the Times Higher Education ranking, and UTM is doing quite well in that ranking. So that's another one in ranking, and also IU, University of Indonesia, UI Green Matrix. So university are doing that, and the curriculum are going to be changed because we know that ESD is here to stay, and university must play a big role in that. So curriculum is being changed, and I'm sure at UTM we are moving towards that direction, as our what you call it, compulsory courses, the undergraduate compulsory courses will be mapped toward the ESD and SDG. So we are doing that in UTM, and other universities are also doing the same. And so this movement is going to be a big movement, so that we can produce our graduates who have ESG mindset in the future. So I hope they answer the first question. Okay, there's another question from Ridwan. In terms of ESG, where is JP at right now, and what are the baby steps that the public can take to improve the SDG? Okay, basically we don't try to improve SDG. What we're trying to do is to improve the achievement of SDG. If you look at SDG, there are 17 SDG, there are 17 goals, okay, and each goals have targets and indicators. So in total about 190 something, I can't remember the exact figure, but it's nearly 200 indicators, 200 small goals and indicators that we have to achieve. Our main problem now is SDG has been talking since 2015. This year, 2020, but a lot of people still do not understand about SDG, because there's one thing that we're missing. We call it localizing SDG. If you want to do a study on this, this is a very interesting topic to do study, which is how we can localize SDG. To localize SDG, we don't have a framework now. So because it's a high level of goals that people want to achieve, but people don't understand how to do it. For example, the local authority, what are their roles? Which indicators are their roles? And we have Jabatan Anas Kita, we have the Department of Statistics, we have Department of Health. There's so many different agencies under in the government. So who should be doing which goals, or do everyone do the same goals? So there's a lack of coordination, lack of understanding, awareness of SDG. So that would be at the government level. But return question is the baby step the public can take. Everyone can do it. It's a very simple thing to do it. Number one, you just have to understand what is SDG. That is the first baby step, because I don't know if you understand SDG. There are goals that we must achieve by 2030, so that we can ensure that our planet is still going to be conducive for us to live in. Okay, so the first one is to understand, to know about SDG. The second step, look at which SDG you think you can contribute toward. The target, there are so many targets, but look at the indicators. For example, SDG number 4. SDG number 4 is talking about quality education. So do you have something you can share, you can give for free? Because quality education is to give access to quality education to anyone. So what we can see, if we are not developing our world sustainably, what's going to happen is that education will become more and more expensive. But if we do it in a sustainable manner, then we can give free education. We can give education to as many people as we want. So that is SDG 4. But if you want to do something more simple, okay, simpler things that you want to do, look at SDG number 2. SDG 2 is about no hunger. So you can contribute in terms of food, or you can organize food bank. You can collect all the extra food. They cannot finish selling all the food from the restaurants, from anywhere else, and organize something that you can distribute all this food to people who need it. That is very simple. You don't have to. This one you don't have to pay anything. It's just you doing it. You know rich people, you know people who can contribute, you know people who can give. You ask them to gather the money, gather the food, and then you just give it to people who need it. And then this is a very simple thing that we can do. All right. So I think we can go for the third question from Sulaiman. Is the main measure of the solution from the PBL is conducted, and how you track it? Okay, thank you, Sulaiman. Now, PBL, when you talk about problem-based learning, the main thing is learning. Okay, so you said learning. PBL, problem-based learning. What they're doing is, PBL is, they're not conducting project. They are learning the problem, learning the solution, they design the solution. So the main thing about PBL is to learn new knowledge by themselves. It's not conducting project. If you talk about conduct project, that's project-based learning. So that's different between all these different models of teaching and learning. So under PBL, they are not conducting projects, but they are just learning the issues, learning the problems, learning the new knowledge about low carbon society, design the solution, and propose it. So we don't actually track how they do it, but we do track what they have learned, what skills they gain, or the attitude change, the behavior change that gets so there. So I don't I will not discuss on how we track it because they actually don't do it. They just learn it because we want the awareness to be instilled in them through PBL. But good solutions will be picked up. In our case for PBL Law Common Society is sponsored by Majlis Bandaraya Iskandar Puteri MBIP. They are one of the big supporters of this program. So they do look at the solution and they do look at what they want to, if these solutions are good for them, they might pick up from the solution from the students. Okay, so I think that would be the last question for today. If there's more question, I'll see if I got time to go through the Facebook and see can answer one by one, inshallah.
Thank you, Prof, for that insightful keynote session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our first keynote session. Thank you for joining us today. Up next, we will have our opening ceremony. Thank you, and we will see you again.
Dr. Chang Hock Keong, I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregivers who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place the stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent, so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection, for all the staff and patient and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professionals will be here to assist you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chang Hock Kyung. I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken a great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregiver who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection for all the staff and patient and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professionals will be here to assist you. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. I am Haris, your master of ceremony for today's opening ceremony. Welcome to the 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities, IGCESH 2020. As we wait for the ceremony to commence, there are several announcements we would like to address. Kindly don't leave in the middle of the ceremony and ensure a stable internet connection throughout the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we will commence the opening ceremony in 10 minutes. Please make yourself comfortable.
UTM, University Technology Malaysia, innovative, entrepreneurial, Global. A global award-winning university in engineering and technology that coexists in the community to contribute to mankind. We invest in laboratories and facilities, empowering our people to solve life challenges. We nurture innovative minds through research and teaching because innovative minds drive competitive and innovative research culture. Life problems are brought into the labs to test our inventions against imperfections. Our facilities enrich our students' life because conducive environment triggers creative minds. We empower students to be active contributors in the ecosystem. UTM embraces inclusivity and diversity. Together, making a difference, our entrepreneurial talents continue to improve the quality of life. We reach out to where it matters, the society. Treating water for consumption. Our research products and services have made a difference to many lives. We provide engineering solutions for sustainable development, and our engineering solutions uplift the quality of life and well-being. Our experts are mobilized to affected sites to respond to calls for help. We are proud to serve and make a difference. UTM strives with total commitment to attain excellence in science, technology, and engineering for the well-being and prosperity of mankind. UTM, prospering lives.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and greetings to Professor and Senior Technologist Dr. Zainuddin Abdul Manan, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, University Technology Malaysia. Dr. Norah Matnor, General Chair, 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities, IGCESH 2020, University Technology Malaysia. Mr. Muhammad Imran Ismail, Chairperson of the 8th IGCESH 2020, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to extend our heartfelt welcome to the 8th IGCESH 2020. Before we begin, I would like to welcome Mr. Hanafi Haris for the Dua recitation.
للنبي الكريم ولأصحابه الكرام الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all praise is due to the Almighty Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world. May the peace and mercy of Allah be upon His Prophet Muhammad, his family, companions, and followers. Raise our faith to reach the most perfect faith, and make our conviction to be the most excellent of convictions. Make our intentions to be the best of intentions, and our actions to be the best of actions. Ya Allah, Ya Munzil Rahman, Ya Fatih al-Barakah. With your mercy and protection, we are able to gather here in the 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities, IGCESH 2020. Give us your blessing to fulfill the purposes of these competitions in enhancing the development of academics and research communication skills. Ya Allah, Ya Muhaimin, Ya Aziz, Ya Jabbar, make easy for us every difficult thing with your special favor and kindness, and make our gathering here a blessed one, and our dispersion thereafter a guided and protected one. Allahumma ja'alna jam'ana haza jam'al marhuma, wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma. Wa la taj'alillahumma fina, wa la ma'ana, wa la man yatba'una, syakiyan wa la matrudan wa la mahruma. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين آمين يا رب العالمين.
Amin Ya Rabbal Alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, the pandemic of COVID-19 has changed how people view the world. The ever-changing earth is inevitable, and thus we have to adapt and improve the way we comprehend our daily routines. Interestingly, the IGCESH 2020 is the first ever entirely online conference in this IGCESH conference series. This conference covers a wide field of research backgrounds, including engineering, sciences, and social sciences. Although it is conducted fully online, it does not hinder the participation of researchers and students alike, locally and internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Nora Fatnor, General Chair in IGCESH 2020, University Technology Malaysia, to deliver a welcoming remark. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia Dr. Zainuddin Abdul Manan, our Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic and International. Yang berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hazarina Hashim, Chair of Schools of Graduate Studies. Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Imran Ismail, the chairpersons of 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities 2020, distinguished guests, presenters, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to welcome you all to the 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities 2020, IGCESH 2020. For your information, this conference was organized by UTM Postgraduate Student Society, PGSS UTM, in collaboration with Schools of Graduate Studies UTM. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we, the organizing secretariat for this 8th IGCESH 2020, has been planning for this conference since last year, and we would like to apologize for any inconvenience caused. Because due to this recent outbreak of novel coronavirus disease known as COVID-19 had changed our initial plan from having a face-to-face conference to a virtual conference. We are very concerned about everyone's safety, and we believe that this is the best alternative so that this conference can be conducted as planned. Although this virtual conference is considered as a new platform for this participant to present and share their research project. We do hope that every moment during this conference feel realistic and beneficial enough for us to gain new knowledge and experience from a thorough discussion among respective experts. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all aware, we are passing through the third industrial revolution and currently implementing the fourth industrial revolution. In line with the conference theme, which is Industrial Revolution 4.0 towards sustainable development goals, trends, and challenges. The keynote speakers for this conference, which is Prof. Dr. Fatin Aliapang, our previous keynotes, and Prof. Dr. Muhammad Fadil Muhammadin, our second keynote, who is going to deliver his speech tomorrow, are invited to share and highlight the key themes, trends, and current practices for the audience. So it will be very exciting to learn the priorities and developments from the speakers. Now, this conference also will become the connectivity fest where young researchers come together and expand their intellectual horizon by sharing their research findings and future objectives of their explorations. We hope that this conference will be an excellent platform for our participants to gather various perspectives locally and internationally. We're also fortunate to have the sponsor from our support from our sponsor, Regency Specialist Hospitals. So we are immensely grateful for the contribution made by the sponsor that helped to make IGCESH 2020 a success. Thank you very much. Apart from that, this conference is an example of superb initiative by students, institution collaboration, which is PGSS UTM and SPS UTM, working together hand in hand. So I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to our postgraduate student organizing committee led by Mr. Muhammad Imran Ismail for their undying efforts in turning this event into a reality. I and SPS are so proud that they are willing to spend countless hours on managing this conference despite their tight schedule to finish their master or PhD research. They are our UTM DNA, and we believe that they will make UTM proud once they graduate. Finally, good luck to all presenters, and I sincerely hope that this conference shall serve as an invitation for more upcoming conference. I hope that you will enjoy today and the next day of discussion and networking. I hope to see this conference grow by the year and develop into a prestigious research conference. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Nora, for the warm welcoming speech. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to welcome Professor and Senior Technologist Dr. Zainuddin Abdul Manan, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International University Technology Malaysia, to deliver the officiating speech and thus officiate the 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities, IGCESH 2020. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hazarina binti Hashim, Chair of School of Graduate Studies, University Technology Malaysia, Yang berbahagia Dr. Nora Matnor, General Chair of 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanities, IGCESH 2020. Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Imran Ismail, Chairperson of 8th IGCESH 2020. Deputy Deans, Chairs and Directors of UTM, our distinguished guests, speakers, Organizing Secretariat of IGCESH 2020, presenters, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillah, all praises be to Almighty Allah, the Creator of the universe. By His mercy and blessings, we are gathered here today in this conference. Our salawat and salam be upon the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. I would like to begin by wishing a warm welcome to all participants of the 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanity 2020, or IGCESH 2020. Thank you for your support and participation in this event. I must also thank the Postgraduate Student Society, PGSS, and School of Graduate Studies, UTM, for inviting me to be part of this IGCESH yet again. I'm indeed proud and honored to have the opportunity to grace IGCESH 2020 virtual conference that is themed Industrial Revolution 4.0 towards Sustainable Development Goals, Trends and Challenges. Allow me to convey my thoughts on what I see as a defining moment for IGCESH that symbolizes resilience, adaptability, and sustainability of the academic community in general, and of UTM in particular in the midst of the world's most memorable period in history. Dear participants, this is the 8th IGCESH. While COVID-19 has been a common excuse for anyone to postpone events and conferences, I'm pleased to note that IGCESH has been undeterred and has chosen to endure the challenge of the pandemic by facing it head-on during the world's biggest crisis in our living memory. Simply, IGCESH is a testimony of our resilience in the face of a global crisis. It is also important to note that in dealing with the challenge of COVID-19, if we go business as usual of organizing IGCESH as a traditional face-to-face conference, we would most likely fail to emulate the achievements of our past IGCESH. While I've seen many conferences being postponed for at least a year, if not 2 years, I'm most proud to see that IGCESH has decided to persevere and leverage on 4th IR by going fully virtual. Organizing a fully virtual conference is no walk in the park. That is why many conference organizers choose to defer their events. Within a matter of months, I must say that IGCESH 2020 has had to make significant adjustments by going virtual. In doing so, it has demonstrated significant adaptability, just like how we responded swiftly in rising above the COVID-19 challenge when we were confronted with the choice of shifting and managing fully online teaching during the midst of the pandemic over the last 4 months. Finally, by going online, IGCESH 2020 not only leverages on the 4th IR technology, but at the same time prioritizes people and planet over profit in achieving the goal of providing access to quality education and research through partnership for the goals. Ladies and gentlemen, let me recap the 3 most vital 21st century qualities that has been demonstrated by our PGSS who embrace the UTM DNA in rising above the worst crisis of our living memory through the organization of IGCESH 2020. The first quality is the utmost resilience of our community. The second is adaptability. And the third is the UTM core value of sustainability. I regard IGCESH 2020 as a true embodiment of its theme of leveraging on 4th IR towards sustainable development goals. Ladies and gentlemen, In ending, allow me to pay tribute to the 8th IGCESH 2020 committee, who are the living testimony of UTM resilience, adaptability, and sustainability. On behalf of UTM, we would like to convey our deepest appreciation for your relentless effort in ensuring the success of IGCESH. I regard such a conference as being ever more significant as a platform for us to collaborate in rising above the challenges of crises such as COVID-19. I must once again thank all participants who have supported this initiative through a virtual platform. I sincerely hope that IGCESH 2020 shall continue to catalyze smart partnership among participants. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we will constantly be under His guidance and protection, insha'Allah. With Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, I officiate the opening ceremony of the 8th International Graduate Conference on Engineering, Science and Humanity 2020. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The coronavirus has spread to countries across the world.
Coronavirus cases nearing that 2 million mark.
Entire cities in China have now virtually shut down.
Malaysia has confirmed its first citizen to be affected.
Malaysia has reported its first 2 COVID-19 deaths.
Itu kerajaan memutuskan untuk melaksanakan perintah kawalan pergerakan.
Thank you, Professor, for the inspiring speech. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have arrived at the end of the opening ceremony. On behalf of the Secretariat, we would like to deliver our appreciation to Professor and Senior Technologist Dr. Zainuddin Abdul Manan, Dr. Nur Rahmat Noor, honorable guests and participants for your presence in today's opening ceremony. We thank you everyone for your cooperation. We wish you all the best and have a great day. We hope you enjoy this conference and gain as much experience as you can. And don't forget to always create networking. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dr. Chang Hock Keong, I'm the pediatrician with Regency Specialist Hospital. I'm also the chairman of the Hospital Infection Control and COVID-19 Task Force Committee. Allow me to share with you how safe is our hospital, and of utmost importance to us is our visitors and patient safety during this pandemic. You are important to us, and we want to ensure a safe environment, and we provide the highest quality of care for you when you are coming to our hospital. Our team has taken great care to ensure all the safety and precautionary measures are in place. Let's step inside the hospital and experience what the team has prepared for you.
Thank you, Dr. Chang, for your introduction. I'm Pushpa. I would like to further elaborate our safety measures in our hospital. That is, first thing is we take temperature for all our patient visitors and also caregivers and also our staff to ensure when they enter to the hospital, they are safe and get the proper treatment. Number two, we do a mandatory recording of our visitors and also our patients and caregivers who are entering to our hospital for us to do contact tracing in the event of any incident happen. So it will ease our contact tracing process. Okay. We also ensuring our social distancing in the hospital by practicing 1 meter distance in all our common areas, whereby we place stickers there to ensure everybody follow our new norm by practicing the social distancing in all our common areas. Apart from that, we also have our support team doing a cleaning regularly to all the common areas, especially the doorknobs, lift areas, our staircase, and also our patient waiting areas at our lobby, and also other common areas to ensure everyone safe inside the hospital environment. We also provide hand sanitizers to all our common areas, which is readily available in everywhere for our public and also patients to use in a frequent, so they feel safe. And also we advise everyone to wear mask all the time to practice the new norm by wearing masks for our own protection, for all the staff and patient and also our own support teams. In the hospital, we also practice by Zoom calls because we want to reduce all this gathering, reduce the number of participants in the meetings. Second thing, we also have different zones in the ward, amber zone, red zone, and green zone, whereby we allocate patients in a different wards to prevent cross-contamination. So I would like to hand over at Dr. Patrick, who is our emergency specialist doctor in our emergency department.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Patrick Chia from the Accident and Emergency Department. You have seen the safety measure in place and the level of preparedness of our team. Please be assured that your safety is our top priority. When you visit our hospital, our team of experienced doctor and allied health professionals will be here to assist you. Thank you.